Well, now, you know what it's time for?
What's the time
We're
for?
back for our reoccurring segment. We don't actually have a name for it, but I'm going to review season 4 of The Big Bang Theory.
Oh, goodness.
So we're back in the apartment building. We're not in the apartment this time.
In the elevator?
You got us
see inside of it.
You got us kicked out, so we're staying in front of the broken elevator in the hallway.
Oh.
So here's what I did. I just wrote down a few highlights from season 4. Okay? So if you're a hardcore fan of The Big Bang Theory, see if you remember any of these. There's the robot hand and ER. If you remember that. Sheldon begins dating Amy Farrah Fowler, and they call them Shamey, but they don't like that. It's the first time we get to see the Sheldon bot.
I don't know. Sheldon bot. No.
Okay. Let me know if you recognize any of these references down in the comments. Well, these were all hilarious. Raj's sister Priya comes to town.
Oh, I do remember her.
Okay, you remember who hooks up with her?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. They begin dating later on in the season. Penny, Bernadette, and Amy start having girls' nights. And they start hanging out. Will Wheaton returns for his third appearance at an Indiana Jones screening.
Oh, it's funny.
That was a great one. We get to meet Penny's dad for the first time. He seems like a nice guy, but didn't really stand out to me.
Dad.
Oh, there's a funny moment where Raj and Howard accidentally kiss.
I didn't see that I remember.
Okay, Bernadette's there as well.
Seems unlikely, but anyway.
Amy swoons over Zach, Penny's friend, on and off again boyfriend. The guys, Penny and Zach, form the Justice League. That is a classic one because they all dress up as the Justice League. And Zach, because he's tall and good looking, he's Superman. So they actually have an actual Superman. The whole gang go on a trip to a science conference. Doesn't go well.
I do remember them going.
There's a big Bollywood dance number sequence with Raj and Bernadette.
I don't think I saw that one.
That one was hilarious. It's because Raj keeps crushing over Bernadette.
Raj and Bernadette,
Yeah, well,
she's a girl that he knows.
Yeah, and he can't talk to girls, so...
Yeah.
Well, he can't talk to women, let's say. Leonard gets whored out for the university fundraising by the university president. It's quite funny.
Of all the guys to pick, they pick Leonard.
He's the one that the rich lady liked the most.
Oh, they auction him off or something.
No, they just kind of whore him out.
Oh, God.
Leonard and Priya start dating. Penny's upset about this, but it's kind of her own fault. If you watch that season, Sheldon has 3 new friends over for a party, and plus we get a surprise appearance from LeVar Burton.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dave Corden
seems like a nice guy.
In that show, probably more than they were in Picard, for God's sakes. Will Wheaton was only in Picard for like 1 minute.
Will Wheaton's a reoccurring character on Big Bang Theory. LeVar Burton just showed up the one time there at the end as a cameo appearance. Oh, there's a long stairway of silence where Penny and Leonard, they have to walk all the way up the stairs in silence because it's awkward. Oh no, it's Penny and Priya.
Great calf muscles. Oh, I remember that.
Because it's Leonard's current girlfriend and his ex-girlfriend.
And she wants to do what the monkeys do to Priya. She wants to throw her poop at them or something. Okay. I do remember that.
Howard and Bernadette become engaged. That was really nice. Priya, because she's a lawyer, she dissects the roommate agreement. Remember the infamous roommate agreement?
How can I forget that? Yes.
My favorite line record about that, it wasn't from this season, I think, where they're arguing and Leonard's like, screw the roommate agreement. Sean's like, you don't screw the roommate agreement. The roommate agreement screws you.
That's about it.
The writers of that show, they just made up whatever they wanted to be in that
That's what
thing.
I was doing wrong in the past with all my old roommates. We just didn't have a good enough agreement.
Mrs. Wolowitz ends up in the hospital, and it's unfortunate that kind of foreshadowed what happened later on.
Oh.
But anyway, Leonard and Priya break up. It's only just for the one season. And the finale, Penny does the walk of shame after waking up with Sheldon's new roommate. If you know who his new roommate was at the time.
I do remember some of that season. I didn't see it all. Because I never really watched the show,
It
full
turns
on.
it turns out not to be true, but it was a funny cliffhanger for
Okay.
the end of the season there.
Right. It's like a who killed JR.
Who did kill JR? Did they ever say?
I don't remember.
People
now.
used to go around in the 80s with those shirts. I shot JR.
Yeah, and then The Simpsons did it.
Yep.
I know it was Maggie.
So in one of the flashbacks in The Simpsons, Homer actually had that shirt.
Oh, did they? Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So that was my notes from highlights for season 4 of The Big Bang Theory. Love
Okay.
watching this show.
I know you do.
Love seeing.
I'm done with it.
Maybe one day I'll have to get into watching Young Sheldon.
I don't know. I couldn't do that one either.